Hello, hello, Beyond the Gates fans. It's Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. Gonna give my quick thoughts. I only got like 10 minutes here to give you my quick thoughts on today's episode because I got a podcast to do literally right after this. There were some really big things on today's episode that I enjoyed. Two big things that were my favorite things about today's episode. I have to start with the Joey, Randy, Vanessa, Doug, just the whole dynamics within that story. It's come a long way from Vanessa just being this caricature that likes to sleep around, Doug just being this caricature that has a gambling problem. I feel like both characters have become more well-rounded, and today showed that the character Vanessa could quickly actually become one of my favorites. Anyway, Randy was found quickly by Marcel. I thought it was going to be a while. I thought Randy was going to get out of town for a while before he had to come and face the music with Joey for failing as a hitman and taking out Kenny. But today, Marcel brought him right back to Joey. And Joey seemed like he wanted Marcel to take out Randy today for failing, not only failing to kill Kenny, but also taking some of Joey's money. However, when they're all discussing this, in walks Vanessa and Doug. Last time we saw them all together, Randy was telling Vanessa and Doug that he's scared of Joey. And I guess Vanessa and Doug saw Marcel taking Randy away, so they came to the casino to confront Joey. And one, it's good to see Doug finally standing up to Joey as well, because for too long he always had his tail between his legs where Joey was concerned because he was a gambling addict that owed Joey money. But I like that the character of Doug finally has a backbone. But more importantly, it was great to see Vanessa just really take charge of the whole situation. And Joey is getting way more than he bargained for in working with Vanessa. He thought he was just going to be able to maybe keep having sex with Vanessa while laundering money. But then Vanessa was able to get more of a cash cut from him. This time, Vanessa was running Joey's mob business as well, telling Joey what he's going to do with Randy, that he's not going to harm Randy, that Randy will disappear and not come back to, I guess, haunt Joey or interfere with anything Joey does. And of course, after this, Joey agrees to this, and Doug and Randy leave, but Joey wants to discuss this with Vanessa alone. And unsurprisingly to me, not only is Joey impressed with Vanessa for standing up to Joey and kind of running the show for a second, but he's turned on by Vanessa doing all of this. And I thought that added to their dynamics greatly as well. There's a lot of lust in the Joey and Vanessa relationship, and this was another tie into that. I don't know. I thought these scenes with them were the best scenes today. And I think the dynamic can remain very interesting, but I do think the dynamic actually needs Randy. I don't know if Randy's going to be gone for real or forever, or if he'll eventually return. If it'll be a long time, a short time, I don't know. I do like the character of Randy. I've said this all week. There's a lot more you could get out of him. And I do think he adds to this foursome. I saw people online compare it to General Hospital, and I wouldn't be surprised if Guza had something to do with these dynamics. Guza's not going to be around much longer as head writer, but people could have always compared Joey and Randy to some sort of Sonny and Jason from General Hospital, and maybe Vanessa would be the Carly in that. But I saw someone say today that Randy could be her Jason, and I wouldn't be surprised if one day Vanessa and Randy sleep together, because that is Vanessa's entire MO, and Doug seems to be A-okay in that dynamic within their relationship. Either way, though, very, very interesting, that dynamic. And I'm more excited for the storyline than I've been in a long time, because there was a point there when that story was getting very redundant. The other high today was Dani interfering in Ashley and Andre's boring little date, and Dani getting all these pot shots in on Ashley, calling her so basic that vanilla is she makes vanilla look spicy. Great lines, truth, very much truth about Ashley. I also think these scenes not only pointed out that Nicole might have been right in her talks with Andre and Dani regarding the dynamics within their relationship, but it also made Andre look pretty shitty too. I will say, I do think the show has failed in presenting Andre as a playboy that he's supposed to be. Like, other characters love to talk about him being a playboy, but we've never really got to see those dynamics. And I don't think the character actually comes across as a playboy. So some of the dialogue between him and Dani today kind of failed in that regard, because I just don't see Andre as like a player. But I still liked that Dani called him out on his shit, but we also got to see that Andre wasn't for real when it came to their relationship. Andre's been saying for so long now that he just wants Dani to go public with their relationship. And now Dani has started to do that, telling her family, but now that Ashley's single and for whatever reason Andre's into Miss Basic, even though they have zero chemistry. Now he's acting like, well, he's just always going to be second fiddle to Dani and Bill. And he really threw it all in Dani's face today. And I don't think it was as accurate as he was portraying it to be. I think it showed that Andre was not actually standing on business when it came to what he was saying he wanted from his relationship with Dani. Did it make me care more about the Andre and Ashley relationship? No, no, not at all. I still think it sucks. I know at one point I had one person in the comments being like, "Oh, I just really want Ashley and Andre together." Well, right now you're getting them, and they've needed other people to make them more interesting. They needed Shanice and Derek on a date at the same time to add to the boring dynamics of Andre and Ashley on a date. They needed Dani to interrupt their date today to make it more entertaining, because there's just nothing really there between the two. And so, yeah, I still don't care about Andre and Ashley as a couple, but it adds to the Andre and Dani dynamic. So that's good for me. Um, Smitty and Jacob's talks today, they're getting a little redundant, but I still appreciate that they are the two really trying to get to the truth. Jacob trying to get to the truth with his father, Smitty with Martin. Mike Manning did really great in his scenes as Smitty today with Martin later in the episode, when he found Martin once again having a nightmare, this time clutching a baseball bat. And Smitty is trying to finally get to the bottom of what's been bothering Martin. I loved those scenes from Smitty. He got really emotional. It seemed, for one of the first times, that Smitty is actually invested in that relationship with Martin, or at least that's how it came across to me. They've had other fights and other little things, but usually it's just Smitty not having a backbone. And while once again Smitty didn't get to the truth, and I still need Smitty to have more of a backbone, I appreciated these scenes for the actual relationship between Martin and Smitty showing just how much he actually cares about Martin. Not that Martin is really the person to care about as much as Smitty does, but still. Well, that was today's episode. We are hopefully getting closer to actually being the Martin's secret actually being revealed. I hope that's actually coming up, because Martin's starting to really lose it more and more. And there's only so much more time that he can keep this secret held in So I just really want that secret out there so we can know exactly what happened. We've been getting bits and pieces. But yeah, I'm hoping the secret comes out within the next week or two. Like, come on. And also, somebody's got to bring down Kenny in these next couple of weeks. All these people being involved in the story, Kenny can't keep getting away from everyone. They can't let this little country bumpkin outsmart people like Bill and Joey all the time, because then your some of your main villains, Bill and Joey, are gonna look bad. So yeah, I don't know if I'll have time to recap tomorrow, so I might not be back till Friday or later, but I'm gonna try my best. See you all whenever I get back.